The room smelled of iron and smoke. A wounded soldier was wheeled in, his uniform torn, blood seeping through the bandages. The surgeon barked orders, his voice cutting through the chaos. Beside him, a young nurse moved quietly, steady hands, calm eyes, silent focus amid the storm. The surgeon barely looked at her. "Keep the pressure there," he muttered. Then louder to the team, "She's only a nurse, let's move fast." But her eyes didn't flinch. She just nodded and pressed harder on the soldier's wound, whispering something no one else could hear. Before I tell you what happened next, like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Valley. Tell me, where are you watching from? Outside, the rain beat against the hospital windows. Inside, time felt slow. The soldier's pulse flickered on the monitor, faint, irregular. The surgeon frowned. "We're losing him," he said. His gloves were soaked crimson. "Get the adrenaline now." The nurse didn't move toward the medicine tray. Instead, she leaned closer to the soldier's ear. "Stay with me," she whispered. "You fought worse than this." "Don't give up now, Captain." The surgeon turned sharply. "What did you call him?" Her eyes met his. "Captain," she said quietly. The surgeon hesitated. "He's not in uniform. How would you—" Before he could finish, the soldier's hand twitched. His lips parted, dry and trembling, and through the static of machines and distant thunder came a hoarse whisper. "Commander." The room went silent. The word hung there, heavy and electric. The surgeon froze, staring at her. "Did he just—" The nurse didn't answer. She just held the soldier's hand tighter, eyes glistening but steady. The team around her exchanged stunned looks. The surgeon took a step back. His tone softened for the first time. "Commander," he repeated, disbelief clouding his voice. She finally spoke, calm and low. "Before I wore white, I wore green. He was one of mine." The surgeon blinked, confused. "You served?" She nodded. 10 years. 2 tours. Lost more brothers than I can count." Her eyes drifted to the soldier's face. He was a young recruit then, always smiling. Always first to volunteer, the surgeon swallowed hard. For the first time that night, his authority felt small. He looked around, and everyone was watching her now, not him. The woman he'd dismissed minutes ago now stood like a mountain, quiet but unshakable. The soldier coughed weakly, blood at the corner of his mouth. "Commander, I didn't finish the mission." Her voice broke slightly as she leaned closer.
"You did more than enough," she whispered.
"Rest now, soldier. You're home." The monitor steadied, slow but strong. The team moved again, this time under her calm direction. She guided them with precision, her tone clipped, sure, military. The surgeon followed her lead without realizing it. Every instruction she gave, he obeyed. Minutes later, the soldier stabilized. The red on the floor began to dry. Outside, the rain eased. The air changed, from panic to something close to reverence. The surgeon finally exhaled. "You saved him," he said quietly. She shook her head. "He saved himself. I just reminded him who he was." He looked at her then, really looked. Not as a nurse, not as an assistant, but as someone carved from courage itself. "I didn't know," he murmured. She gave a faint smile. "You weren't supposed to. Some uniforms are just quieter than others." For a moment, no one spoke. The fluorescent lights buzzed softly. The soldier's breathing steadied. The rain stopped completely. Later that night, as the ward fell silent, the surgeon stood by the window, thinking. Her words echoed in his mind. Some uniforms are just quieter than others. He glanced at her across the room, tying new bandages, comforting another patient, her face lit by the soft glow of monitors. No medals, no rank. Just grace. He finally understood that respect isn't about titles or symbols. It's about the weight a person carries, and how quietly they carry it. The next morning, he found a single note on his desk. It was her handwriting. "Respect isn't taught in classrooms," it read. "It's learned in silence." He folded it carefully, slipping it into his coat pocket. And from that day forward, every time he entered the operating room, he looked at the nurses differently, as equals, as comrades. Sometimes the real commanders don't shout orders. They heal. In a world that measures worth by titles, remember, the quiet ones often lead the loudest battles. If this story moved you, like, comment, share your thoughts with Kindness Valley, and subscribe for more untold stories.